Hello. Got a game a little quick here. Looks like we're facing Nurgle. I had a 5-second wait time, so I was not ready for that. Let's see. Oh, block all the way down. Yeah, this looks very solid. Very nice pesticles. One of them's a little broken. Yeah, this is a very nice team. I'm guessing they're not really level 17 from their level ups. I mean, what I mean by that is they've probably played more than that would suggest. Did I... Oh, we've got the same team value. Okay. Maybe we could have snuck a babe in there. That would be mean though. Considering we have the same team value. Or maybe we'll need that money to replace some players, eh? So we'll see how this one goes. I don't see anything there that is unusual in their team. So that is a thing. So we'll just kind of see how this goes. Let's get myself set up here. Alright. And they're going on defense, okay. Oh, he's only got 2 rerolls. That is an interesting decision. I'm not saying it's a bad decision. Kind of been wondering about running 2 rerolls myself lately. It's just brave on Nurgle. But I suppose he has block everywhere there, so it's less of a problem than it could be. It's got some tackle. Thankfully, I mean, obviously they're going to roll some powers at some point, but thankfully the tackle is not on the Mighty Blow Claw, it's on the wrestle. So this guy's for ball retrieval. Oh, he does have a good ball carrier actually, with sure hands and everything. So yeah, this player knows what they're doing a lot more than level 17 would suggest. This team composition is very nice. There's no point in contesting the middle here. They've even set up in a kind of elf defense formation. Is there anybody we should be trying to get some skill points on whilst we're waiting to go forwards? Oh boy, this guy does not need to be here. I forgot that we had this guy now. Neither of the witches is close. We got people that are close, but we don't have anybody that's going to level up from a throw without getting something else, so I think we'll just probably attempt to play it safe if we're given the opportunity. Oh, he got an extra reroll. Did we get an extra reroll as well? Yeah, okay. More useful for him, obviously. I think we just try and push around the side here. We've got room to effectively get a couple of layers in. I don't really like giving away the witch. Let's bring this guy here just in case. But I kind of need this guy for an assist. Solid. Well, let's not give them cracks to go into. Can't quite reach that. Let's see if we can get the ball before we move anybody else. Well, there goes our free reroll. I think we should use it because this is relatively exposed. Do I just get it to that guy? I wish I'd put him here now. Because there's going to be stuff coming at us next turn. No, we'll just leave it. I kind of like to drop the witch round. And we'll put this... We need to put somebody in as a defense against the beast coming in. And getting good contact. I think that should be enough. And this potentially will also help if he gets there. Yeah, I guess I could have put this guy one back. I forgot how fast he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, never mind. He's only just in scoring range, technically. Yeah, because the reason the reason for the worry is now we get a bunch of stuff on us. Which if I'd known the setup was going to be like this, I could have put this guy over here, which would have got him out of this stuff. Oh, is he... What is this? What was that? I don't know what happened. Was that an accident? And then he just was like, oh, that's that. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I mean, it's not. I've played a lot of Blood Bowl. But that was very weird. Well, we almost leveled 2 people there. Wow. So yeah, nothing happened in that game. Boy. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do something. So we're gonna play another game for starters, because that was literally... less than 10 minutes. So let's level up. Boy, now that we've got other people, I don't know what we're going to actually give her. Oh, she's got... So she rolled movement or armor. We could be wacky and actually give her armor. Movement seems pretty solid there, right? Yeah, that does help her get out of situations. If we weren't doing that, we'd probably give her... We might make her another tackler. Because she's, but you know, she's kind of there for a potential sack option. If we had rolled doubles, honestly, we might be going for something else. But I think we have to go movement. The faster this team is, the better. That's what I've decided. So there's that. So what I'm thinking is... We're gonna upgrade our thing. Stadium, you could call it. And then we're not gonna buy an enhancement yet, but if we, you know, get more money without any more death, we'll buy an enhancement. Very strange situation there. Oh, we hit it right on the 5-minute mark, or whatever it is. That's unfortunate. Should have been a little bit quicker there. So if you're watching... on the YouTubes, you can literally forward wind this 5 minutes if you want. I mean, I'll sit and chat about that weirdness and other things for that time, but that was But yeah, obviously we're not going to get a game for that amount of time, so that's an easy forward wind if you want it. Yeah, that was the strangest thing we've experienced. Was it a misclick maybe? Maybe he didn't realize there was somebody there and he clicked on the square, it did the foul, he got sent off and just like insta rage or something. His team was really nice though, honestly. The one downside was that armor broken beast, but everything else about that team was perfection. Maybe he just doesn't like care about, which I suppose when you're not like competing for the title makes sense in theory, that he's not as worried about the results as just having good games, and he felt like he had kind of scuppered his game there. I don't know if the concede ratio has been pushed up or not. I heard from my brother Zelgrax that he had read, maybe, or maybe it was somebody else. Somebody mentioned something about seeing the concede rate. I mean, you know, the concede rules loosened, but I don't know. If you know, let me know. But yeah, now we just wait for our next game. That was very strange, though. I mean, his record was not terrible, right? It was actually, because he's Nurgle, so you're going to expect to lose some games. And the team build was spot on, which could, I mean, that could, in fairness, mean a couple things. It could mean that they've played elsewhere, or maybe they've just been playing Nurgle and they've learnt it within those 17 levels to the point where they just know the good skills to get. Or maybe they're reading guides. I mean, there's plenty of guides out there, which is a solid thing to do. Maybe they have watched YouTube Blood Bowl and stuff like that. And there's plenty of that out there too. I mean, I learnt Blood Bowl before playing Blood Bowl 2, but tactically, I learnt a lot from watching YouTubers and such playing. So that's where I got the majority of my tactical knowledge, and then it's just been playing a lot to work out my style. But yeah, you can learn a ton before playing. I feel like that's one good thing about this game, is that you don't have to, you can basically, if you've watched enough, you can somewhat kind of jump in and know where you're at. So it's not like a game, you know, obviously you watch games that require any amount of speed, of fingers, or reaction speed, then it's a whole different thing. You can watch as much of that as you like, but unless you hone those skills, when you jump in, it's going to be rough. But with this, it's just about thinking and such. So you can kind of get good really fast. You know, and there's a few basic principles that right off the bat improve your overall play, like 1 dice blocks the last resorts. Don't roll dice if you don't have to, or unless it is not worth the risk. Obviously, these all have exceptions to the rule, but like as a basis, generally help you out. What else is there? I guess, so, you know, like the less amount of blocks you can... Wow, we're getting a second spin. Oh, I'm sorry about that, everybody. I'm gonna do a re-spin. I never trust it when it does it by itself, even though I'm sure it's looking. So if you've come back to the video now, expecting us to be into a game, You can forward wind another 5 minutes. I'm just talking about things that you can learn from watching Blood Bowl that you don't have to have played it to get the concepts of, such as only 2 dice blocking if you can, 1 dice blocks last resort or last thing of the turn if it feels like it's advantageous. And then what was the other one I said? I think it was boy, I've already forgotten. Oh yeah, just roll as few dice as you can. If you don't have to roll a dice, then that's good. So don't, you know, if that GFI doesn't necessarily push you into the perfect range, it's probably not worth making it. And there, you know, and of course there are exceptions, like if you're relatively safe, making some passes behind the lines, especially if you're like elves or such, to drive up your SPP, seeing as you don't get many from injuries and whatnot, that's fine under certain circumstances. 1 dice blocks are fine under certain circumstances, 2 dice against blocks are fine under certain circumstances, but it's sort of that base laying thing. I guess the other thing is, if you are going to stand somebody up, try and do it at the start. If you think you're genuinely going to just stand them up, then do that at the start of the turn. If you're not sure, I think you do it on a case-by-case basis. Well, that's what I do anyway, so especially playing teams like Elves against more bashy teams, you're like, well, do I want to... Is there a chance I'm gonna, if everything else goes well, dodge this person away? And am I gonna be in trouble if they're still laying down at the end? If I don't feel like I'm gonna be severely pressured by them laying down, i.e. by giving the opponent an easy route to the ball or whatnot, then I'll leave them laying down until the end, possibly, and then dodge them out. If I feel like there is going to be pressure, maybe I stand them up earlier in the turn in case other things go wrong, even though it means I take the block. But yeah, if you're playing like a more regular, let's say you're playing orcs or whatnot, and you've got people that are based up or whatnot, just, you know, if you're not going to blitz with them, just stand them up right at the start. If your troll's not going to do anything, even before you stand people up, activate your really stupid people if they were really stupid last turn. You know, just things that don't take any dice rolls. It should probably be done first if it doesn't get in your own way. It's the same with moving. Like, if people are just going to move, and you know that they're going to move regardless of what else happens, go ahead and move them, and then do your dice rolls. You know, there's a lot of basics like that you can pick up just from watching. You don't necessarily have to have played to learn these things. You can just kind of see other people doing it wrong. It's also much easier to see when people are doing things wrong than when you're doing things wrong. So some self-analysis is good. If you can, it's one nice thing about doing the streaming is people can comment on things, and I certainly don't object to people saying, well, could you have done this? And should you have done that? Because I think it's all fair questions. I suppose that's another base rule of Blood Bowl to get your head around, is that ultimately, a lot of the time, there's an order you can do things, and at times there is 2 choices, both of which require some kind of roll or some kind of gamble, and it's not necessarily a case of right or wrong. It really isn't. It's just you play for you try. You're trying whichever you do, you've got to try something. And you'll feel like it was wrong if it went wrong. But sometimes if it goes right, it's the right thing to do. Oh, another Nurgle. Should our team value be this high? Did we... We skilled up. This is a different team, right? Yeah, this is a different team. Is it better? Maybe? Yeah, this guy's annoying. Albeit only movement 5. Okay, they've gone for killing. This is just one of those kill teams. It's got a better record. I'd have rather faced the last team. We don't have excess stuff, right? No, I don't think so. Giving them a wizard if they want it, but probably more likely a babe and a bribe or something. Two Nurgles in a row. At least one of them wasn't really a game. We're kind of at that team value as well. That you don't want to be at with elves. Where other teams are set to kill and you are very squishy. We're at that point where it's just chaos teams fighting against each other and it's whichever one claws each other to death. I was kind of wondering about playing a different style next season. I was wondering, I'll probably mention this in other videos in case this kind of gets lost in the pre-game chat, seeing as how things have gone. But one thing I'd wondered about was doing something like High Elves and just having like a small core of good players, and then if anybody else levels up, just fire them and rehire. Just to try and keep them at like a really, maybe just do 2 rerolls, keep them at really low team value. Because I just feel like I do a little better down at that team value in general. Okay, they just went wizard. I don't remember what this team's ball carrier was like. I should have had a closer look. So yeah, I don't know how this will go. We'll probably get a bit murdered here. But I don't think they're skilled up a lot or much else outside of that. We'll go on defense. Get rid of some of our team early on. I'm actually wondering about... No, we take him off. Sorry guys on the front line. We're running out of bad players to put out in the firing line right now, unfortunately. Okay, I generally like this setup. I imagine that Emil is going to get blitzed. I'm not going to do the drop back setup because what I realized about that is that I like blitzing. And if you do the retreat, you basically nullify the potential of the blitz. Obviously you don't roll blitz all that often, but it's be pretty painful to have the option for it to be a thing and then just be out of reach for it, right? You're kind of nullifying one of your good chances. Looks like we're playing at their stadium. So what have we got for... Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't see any ball carrying skills. Maybe he had one and it died or something, or maybe he just doesn't care about that. He just goes for killing, and that way you don't have to worry about ball handling. Interesting setup. No guard on his team at all. Which, against another bash team, could really cause him problems. How many claws? 1, 2 claws. And then a bunch of mighty blow. And then the tackle on this one. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. This is definitely potential for Basilica if he's around. I don't hate the bribe. I mean, part of me does. But it does mean that if we do knock, say, this guy over or whatnot, we can have a sneaky stomp on him just in case. Oh, he's not even partaking. That's interesting. Let the Dark Elf decimation begin. I honestly feel like that's probably a lot of what this is going to come down to. I say that early on. Because, you know. That's how it goes. This next game isn't a bad injury. So I expect him to protect this guy. And I guess we just need to try and avoid as many blocks as we can. Imagine he'll probably stomp on this fellow or whoever else he can knock over. The anticipation. KOs could be worse. As we've already experienced. This is partially why we do have extra players though. Or extra player now. Alright, the blitz on the guard. With a chain out. I guess he'll probably chain the ball snatcher away. Not that he's really a big problem. Doesn't want to push into the sidestep, which that would be unfortunate because then we'll just go up here and hit him. Hey, Victoire, how's it going? Yeah, we have a bit of a scary one here. So here comes the foul. Is he going to GFI the other guy in for the foul? Oh, he's moving away with the beast. Okay, I guess he's just protecting his guy. He's not. Okay, he is getting in contact. Alright. Oh, he's not fouling. Okay, fair enough. Is he picking up? Okay, he did remember to pick up. Re-rolling. Nice. Failed re-roll. Ooh, hello. Got back from vacation. Couple days you're off again. Nice. Pretty good, honestly. We could technically pick this up. Let's see. What else do we want to do? I don't think anybody else can really get there, unfortunately, especially with the beast where it is. Okay. Tentacles worked. Tentacles didn't work. He had to decide if he wanted to use it. Okay. Hooray, we made it. I think I'm gonna actually... So this is one of those times where I'm actually gonna stand somebody up. And are we going to send you through as well? I think we're going to send him through. I don't want to go too crazy. Should we send the Wrestle Witch? No, not yet. Blitz. Get ready. You always double one these. Oh, we didn't. Nice. Oh, hello. That's a good KO. Okay, okay. So now, let's see. This? We can. Very nice. This is a bit risky, I'll concede. He doesn't have frenzy, okay. Alright, there's a lot to think about there. He does have a wizard. It would be early to use one. He might just do like a run over and try and take one of these guys out, but this does at least kind of, if he is going to grab the ball without some shenanigans, he's probably going to have to run some guys back pretty hard here. Which means we're at least pushing him back into his own half some. Oh, he lightning bolted and it didn't work. So he was gonna lightning bolt that guy and then blitz this guy. I think he's probably still gonna blitz this guy. He could chain us off the ball, theoretically, if he used this guy as well. So he could bring this guy here. He could bring this guy here. And he could blitz from here and chain us out. I don't know who picks up the ball then is the only problem. Witch elves run very weirdly. Yeah, they've got kind of a weird, lanky sort of run, right? I mean, in fairness, they stand pretty weirdly if you look at it. Their posture is pretty... their shoulders are sort of... Yeah, it doesn't sort of really add up. Probably explains the weird run. He didn't start with guard. Do you mean on his players? Because if you do, I was commenting on that myself. Like, there's 0 guard on this team. Which is a weird decision. Oh, we're gonna get second reroll here? I feel like we are. Yeah, he did break Cologne. Well, I'm assuming. Oh, is he going to pile on? He is going to pile on. On the beast. Started with the stand firm. I would have started with guard. I mean, stand firm is really good on a beast. I would... Weirdly enough, we just got out of another forfeit. The problem with this guy falling over is that now that's one less guy protecting the ball. Oh, and he didn't get anything from it either. So this is why we stood this guy up, to basically keep his guys in base contact. He doesn't have a lot back here. What's the plan? He's just going to stand near the ball, I guess. Or is he going to... Maybe he's going to come in for it and just... I'm not sure. Okay, so he did free up one warrior. Is he going to dodge somebody off? Maybe he dodges this guy? It looks like he's just going to hit here. That was a sensible block there. Okay, so he's just going to stand next to the ball. This guy's not even based. Hey. I mean, we could theoretically free people up over here. Okay, I think what we have to do... Maybe we see if anybody gets off the beast. I'm presuming that... Oh, we got off the tentacles again. Okay, that's really helpful. Because that gives us our assist. Where do we block from? Here, I think. Very nice. We move up here. We need to try and pick up this ball, but I'm very scared to do so. Is it the next thing to do? That's not what we want you to do. There goes the reroll. Do we pick it up? So many vital double ones lately, it's real bad. Yeah, they definitely have some... The Witch Elves definitely have some weird stuff going on with their posture. That was unfortunate there. But we knew it was a possibility, right? I mean, double one's going to happen at some point, I suppose. Obviously, this is still not in a great position for him, but now it's kind of much more recoverable. He's got a lot more cover back. I guess hitting the Witch is a bit scary for him, arguably. He's probably going to just blitz this guy here. Oh, actually... So he can hit this guy and then blitz this guy, potentially. We'll see. Yeah, that auto-pathing was crazy. I mean, it's always been a little bit weird. You certainly can't trust it. That's something that really kills new players a lot. Is just believing the auto-pathing. The Witch does have sidestep, which is nice. Maybe we should have tried to dodge this guy off as well. So we got him. Well, I guess we'll see if he needs to pile on or not. He may not need to. Okay, so he does need to if he wants to hurt him. He's taking somebody off the ball again. It didn't hurt him last time, but... Okay, so he's just gonna hit here. Nope. He'll just take the block here, I imagine. But that does kind of keep this guy occupied, which is nice. Take the block again. Actually, pushes would have been nice for us there. Pushes there, just push him down here. Oh, okay, down there. I suppose that makes it a longer way around. Is this guy gonna dodge off or something? Yep. He doesn't like this guy. And who can blame him? And that's that for the turn. Alright, so what is our plan of attack here? Our last plan didn't work out as well as we'd like. Probably just trying to pick up with this guy. In all honesty. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He could technically get in. Maybe I put the witch there. Don't you double one me the first... Oh, boy. So scared. Okay, no, I should... Well, this is going to kind of happen either way. Okay, we knocked him over, that's good. And then I guess we come here. Do we try and go in here? I mean, yeah, I think so. We at least try to. Hey, look at that. Oof. Yeah, the beast being off the rotter. The rotter maybe could have tried the 1 dice to push into the beast. I'd have tried to stall that if I felt like I could get my... Oh, his KO stayed out. That's actually really handy. Alright, so... You are now on the field. I guess you can come in the middle and probably get squashed. I don't think there's anybody I'm willing to sacrifice more than you, so... Yeah, I would have liked to stall it out, but there just wasn't enough players around. The witch was so surrounded. I know she might have just been kind of ping-ponged around, but also could have been killed, so I think sometimes just getting the score maybe is the way to go. He's down to 1 reroll on turn 4, so... I mean, this is definitely going well. The tackle being out is also really nice. I'm presuming he had a sub. I don't know if I can really make this a lot better. I guess that's not terrible. There's not much else we can really do here. But better that than something else. Yeah. I do love them, but they are flimsy as anything. At least he's got dodge and the tackle's out. That's the one little saving grace. But he may still be the target of the blitz. Oh, you know what? I guess he's just going to hit him with this guy. But we couldn't really avoid that. Oh, last reroll gone. Oh, and he didn't knock him over. Okay, this is definitely going badly. That's pretty rough. I mean, we had a rough double 1 up here. But I still, like... I don't know, I feel like he maybe could have done something better with what happened up here, but I'm not sure. He has kind of chosen a path of making a team with no ball handling skills, just pure kill. And that obviously can work, but it also can be risky, right? Is he going for the 3 dice with the beast? Okay, it did work. Looks like your average game against super lucky pro elves, yeah. The dub skulls is certainly unlucky, but it's also not crazy crazy. It wasn't quad skulls. And you know what I do think was one mistake that he made a couple of times there was piling on next to the ball, when having that extra guy there would have been, like, I know he's trying to remove him for the rest of the game, which I understand, but he basically made it so much easier to get at the ball for us. I think there's a time for piling on and there's a time for, you know, trying to take what you can get. I guess maybe also, I mean, he kind of protected the ball in fairness. I was going to say he didn't protect the ball too much, but he kind of did. I suppose there's an argument against such a fast, agile team as ours. There could feasibly be an argument for protecting it harder, but you know. I don't think I've got a blitz here that I want to take. Unless I drop the guard in and try and hit here. I'm really thinking this one through if it's worth it. If we had Mighty Blow, I'd say definitely. But he doesn't, so I think we're just gonna try and screen this out and make him try and force a problem. Arguably having the guard in the middle makes sense. I guess we'll just go for the traditional. We'll pop a sidestep on this side. And then we've still got the potential to cage dive because he doesn't have any sure hands. Okay. I'm not going to use a reroll on that. Yeah, I think it's a little greedy under those circumstances. I think if you have the ball and you've got it relatively protected, then okay. But when the ball is loose and you've got 2 agility 5s in your backfield, I know in theory you could take one of them off with that, but there's still the one with dodge to worry about. So yeah, I was definitely not sure about that. I guess we might see the piling on again if he needs to. It doesn't look like him. He doesn't need to. Ah, we should let that go. I don't know that the guard is... Much as he doesn't have guard and so our guard is nice, it may not be as essential as some other skills in this one. Ah, that's his first really stupid of the game. Had a great time for it as well, because obviously having the beast up in here would really make us have to drop back a bit. Yeah, elf screening time, maybe with a cage dive if, depending on how aggressive he gets. Looks like he's repositioning over to the side. We don't mind him sidelining though, because we have Frenzy. So maybe we cage dive here. Because we got a... well, unless he fouls. If he fouls, then maybe not. But seeing as he's put somebody here, or, you know, like, caged in front of a guy, we stand this guy up for cancelling, and then it's a 4+ dodge in with reroll to try and strip ball, and then we've got potentials to get on it, especially seeing as he hasn't really covered the back. I guess if the foul works, maybe not. The foul worked. Maybe we still go in? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, maybe we can get somebody in over there, though. Yeah, we can. It's somebody that I would have liked to have picked up the ball if it should happen to come out, but I think this is the time to try this. So we pop in the assists here. This also helps cancel out that, which is nice. Then I think we pop this guy in here. Oh no, I do need him in. I need him in here. I didn't pay attention to this guy. Maybe there's something else we can use. Okay. We're going a little more in than I would like here, but it's my own fault. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Alright, let's see if we get anything out of it. Everybody else has to stay where they are in case it actually works. Oh, it's a 5+ dodge as well. Oh dear. The GFI failed. Okay, we got a full pair. And a KO. Oh, and not the best of places for the ball to go. Arguably not the worst either. Let's see. Can you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. We'll regret this. Okay, we regretted it early. Yeah, 5+ is a new 2+. I mean, the thing with 5+ with a reroll is it's not as bad as it sounds, crazily. I mean, that's not to say it's like super likely, but it's like a 4+ with a reroll is, what, 75%? So 5+ with a reroll is not ridiculous. That was pretty wise of him there to activate this guy. We do have a lot of people in bashing positions now, though, which is not good. But, you know, you got to take a little punt to try and make something happen. We do have a bunch of Agility 5. We should be trying to leverage it. I'm just disappointed at myself for not putting this guy here, because then we wouldn't have had to put so many guys in front. It wasn't the tidiest of attempts. And forgetting that this was going into a 5+ because of this guy, also not the best. Okay, so coming after the witch here, this is again, I guess, playing the long game. I guess he feels like he can get the ball out of here pretty well. Which maybe he can. the obligatory pylon. I still don't think it's necessarily the best idea under these circumstances, especially when you did at least get a stun. Because now, if you get it out, that's one less person, like, marking up or making a corner of your cage or whatnot. It's so all in. Is he going onto the ball or away from the ball? Away from the ball, okay. Still got another block to get him off the ball, though. Yeah, I guess he hits here, although is that a... That's a 1 dice right now, so he... Yeah, I don't know what he does. We're going to play as if he's not going to get the ball here. So I'm moving the Witch Elf round to help in a minute, theoretically. We'll see if that turns out to be a thing. Okay, Basilica down. Pushed him towards our half, which is potentially nice. Suggests he's not trying to push through this turn. He's doing all of this with no rerolls as well, remember, so there is a chance that at any moment danger will happen. So it looks like one of this rotter is maybe going to try the pickup. Oh, he's going for the... Okay. Wow. Yeah, he didn't even get his block in there. Okay. So what can we actually achieve here? I think we're trying to bobble the ball. What do you have? I can't even see your skill. Okay, so you do have blodge. So I think we stand this guy up, and I think we stand this guy up. Just to help, you know, help out. I guess we could see if this guy will come up for the assist. Or maybe we bring the witch for the assist. Oh boy, that's all the way around. Blitz. Hang on, do you just have... Yes, you have a 2... Oh, but that's not from the right direction, is it? Is there somebody else we can... No, not really. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, if we make it. Okay, nothing doing there. We did get something going there. We're gonna No, it makes more sense to follow. It's not the best odds in the world, is it? Okay, we've used dodge. Maybe we just stay there. Okay, we should at least have some cover. Okay, cool. Good to hear, Victoire. See you soon, hopefully. It is a tense one. I think he can probably get this sorted now, though. Would have been nice to have the witch on the ball. So I wanted to kind of dodge through here, but there's so many guys around. He's got 2 turns left to try and get this free and get it down here somewhere, which is definitely doable. There's an argument for moving this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, he'd have to GFI him. He kind of needs to get somebody in scoring range at some point soon if he wants to try and get on the scoreboard here. Yeah, it's a tricky one, this. We don't have either of our sidesteppers on the ball, which is a real pity. He's taken a lot of thinking time, so stuff's going to have to happen pretty fast here. Gets the POW on Basilica. I presume there's going to be a blitz into Emil. I wonder if he's going to try the 3 dice with the beast here. It's a bit risky because you kind of want him just to be active on the ball. We won't use that. We got stunned, but we did end his turn. Yeah, that ball position is just terrible for us. Let's see. I think we see if we can get a hit with the witch on this guy here. We can. Gives us a 1 dice here. I'd really like to make that into a 2 dice. Can I get anybody around? No. Okay, who else could I potentially... I'm really trying to find a way to... I mean, we could 1 dice it. Oh, yeah. We just want to call... We just want to get a little push in here. We don't have an assist here, is what I don't like. You're 1 away from it. I guess we have to put you in for the assist. And then attempt this with you. Nope, that doesn't work. It'll have to be the witch. No, I think it's going to have to be this guy. Yes. Which is unfortunate because I want him to be picking up the ball, but... we don't really want to move you onto the beast, so we have to do this. And we follow. Oof, that's not a lot better. Can we remove one of these guys? Let's move the witch around. See if she can help out back here. And let's see if this guy will move. He will. That is quite nice of him. We're not going to do that. That's a 6 into a 6. I kind of knew that that was not the best of passes, but I wanted to at least look at it before I tried it. He's at least in vicinity, but he does kind of now have some very favourable blitz. I guess we could have tried to pull him out one backwards, but then he could have done this block into that anyway. We know he's not scoring, which is good. And we do have somebody in range. So there is potential. But this is quite hard against Nurgle because obviously the ball would need to go from somebody to somebody. Yeah, this is kind of the blitz he's been looking for all game and we just gave it to him, which is annoying. Got the injury on it as well. Is that a good place for that to land? Not really. Yeah, maybe I should have pulled out of there and taken a punt. There's so many guys around, I don't think it would have really helped. He just pushed us next to the ball? He did. Might see a beast block here. Is he going to go for the last block? Or is he just going to... We're going to put us here so he can block us again. No, he's not. Okay, he wants to do something with this guy. Do you want to mark up this guy? It's a crazy game, this. How many injuries have we had now? We've had a few. Yeah, we've had 3. Marking up the witch. Okay. I mean, I think it's probably fair to say that whatever we're going for here, we're going for some kind of bobble. So we've got a 1 dice and a 1 dice, or a 2 dice against, or yeah, that would be a 1 dice that way. Yeah. Okay, so we do have the assist here. That doesn't do it. But if the witch... If the witch blitzes, we might be able to get an assist on this guy and knock this guy onto the ball. Yep. I'll take a KO. We'll actually stay here because we don't want our guy to catch. I mean, we want this guy to catch, but he's never going to. There's like all his disturbing presence around. Oh boy, it's giving him a chance anyway. Okay. We haven't done our blitz yet. I don't think we have one. I think all we can do is try and pass us. Reroll gone. What are we looking at here? 33. Oh. So close. Maybe moving another one would have given us the thing, but you know, we'd lost the reroll. I'll be right back. Alright, how did the KOs go? Oh, he's got his guy back, which is unfortunate. We got all of ours back? Oh, hang on, how many did we have? Oh, did we not have any KOs? Looks like we didn't. So he got all... No, he got 2 of his guys back. All of ours guys were just injured. Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering, in retrospect, I'm wondering if I should have tried the extra 1 and then passed. It's, you know, it's hard to know in the moment. Okay, so I think what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and draw him. We're going to try and draw him here. We obviously don't have the ability to kind of punch through this. So yeah, the idea is going to be try and draw him in. We will pop it on Eli, I think, so that we can keep our other guys free, keep this guy free. No, maybe we actually try and put it on him. Because he's better at just getting away with it as well, which is potentially very important. We're probably going to try and draw, we're probably going to squeeze to one side, see if we can draw him in and then push to the other side and try and go. That, as of right now, is my thought process. Two, 4, 6, 8, 9. So we're only on 9 players as well, and I think he's on 2, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah. Yeah, obviously we don't have a lot of players to play with here. That's one of his. Oh, if we had known that was going to happen. I mean, can we now switch over there? Yeah, I think maybe we can, actually. Well, where's the ball, though? Yeah, the ball is very far away. You're not in a bad zone. Okay. Okay, we're gonna see what happens. It's probably a 3+ here. Okay. Yeah, because I think if this works, it's really good. What are we saving rerolls for, after all? Okay, I don't like that at all. That's pretty classic. Okay, that sort of scuppers us a little bit, if I'm being totally honest. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So she could potentially be here. She's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She's got 8, so yeah. We'll pop her here. Just gonna make one less person that can run over there very easily. Okay, I think the setup is okay. I don't know that we score next turn, but I'm certainly going to try if we can. I'd much rather have this be the agility dude. I suppose the other thing we could do is potentially just drop back. A lot might depend on what the beast can get into, but yeah, he could kind of get in our way. Yeah, we'll just see what he does. The reason I wanted to kind of... The reason she needs to be in range for this to be worth doing is that like handing off is bad. 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, he can obviously do this with a dodge. And if that works, that works. I mean, obviously it's not that crazy for a beastman to dodge. Oh, okay, he's not. Is this guy gonna... Maybe he's not gonna blitz her. I really thought he was gonna, you know, take a chance. I really did. Okay, so he's going on that guy. Assuming he knocks him over. He won't mind that... Okay, he didn't knock him over, so that's good. I was going to say, he won't mind that dub skulls if he knocks him over, but he didn't. That does still kind of curtail our plans somewhat. 2, 3, 4. And the beast coming in here would be quite nice. Yeah, I could have... This guy, or whoever it was, falling over would have been much more helpful, because I could have then tagged one of these guys that came through here. What's the beast gonna do? I don't think the beast is... I think the beast is just going here. I don't see anywhere more extravagantly useful for him to... Oh, okay. I didn't even consider that, fairness. Oh man, they always make their GFIs. I mean, in fairness, that's pretty solid. Oh, and he still had that as well. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, hang on. Is there a funky chain push on here? Yes. Or I could do... Whoops. Or I could do that. Or I could do that. Well, no, because I need to get the beast off. So this guy stands up. That gives me a 2 dice. If it's just pushes, this is trouble though. Because we go from a... I could make it into a 2 dice. I'd have to change my plan. Oh boy, I need somebody over there. Oh, I can't, I need, oh, I'm so close to this being good. I have a blitz left as well. Okay, that's not so good. Hey Rick, how's it going? I'm having a bit of an interesting game here. Okay, if I get... Oh boy, I got 2 seconds. Oh, we did it. Whew. How's it going, Rick? Oh, that was intense. So putting that beast there actually cost him there. I guess that wasn't as intense as it looked. There was like a... I guess the most risky thing was a 2+ dodge without dodge. Nice. Nice. Well, you've come at a good time. We actually just getting a hopefully out of a sticky situation, so now it's just mostly trying to survive here. But yeah, we managed to, first half, we managed to steal the ball off him with a cage dive with our ridiculous blitzer. Pop the ball out the back. Hang on, was that the first time? There was twice we could have scored in the first half. I don't think that was. I think that's just how we stopped him scoring the second time. I think the first time... Oh yeah. The first time he just failed to pick up back here, and we used our guys, got back up there and took it in. And then second half, we're 2 down, so... and his Chaos Warrior got bolted on the sideline. So rather than do what I was going to do, which was like try and swing him from side to side, we just pushed all up one side. He brought his whole team in, and then we were able to chain the witch off the beast and get her through. It was a bit scary, but made it work. How did your games go? Oh, gain a turn? That's not what we want. We want this game over. What are you playing right now? Is it the... I'm trying to remember. You were playing... I think you were playing Necro again last time I saw. No, I might be making that up. Oh, were you playing Amazons again? Just one game with Dark Elves. Ah. Okay. He's been piling on every opportunity as well, and I think that also cost him the game. Undead and Zon seems to finished. Okay. So trying out the old Druki. I know they're not your favourite. But you got to admit, it's nice to have a bit of agility on it. It's nice to be able to dodge stuff away. Such things. Oh, we do have a bribe as well. I mean, so does he. He hasn't used his yet either. I just need to remember that. Enjoyed the game so far with them? Yeah. Oh, he's got his tackler back. Oh, he's keeping us there. Interesting. I guess he's going to bring in reinforcements. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a couple of things. Obviously, all the agility is nice, but having 4 really solid blitzers is just really nice. I mean, I don't really like playing humans, but it is any team where you start with 4 pretty fast block guys. You're gonna have some decent chance to do some good work. I think he's wondering about staying for the foul, maybe? I wonder if the beast will move around here. Yep, so foul before ball. I mean, he's got a bribe, so why not, I suppose. Oof. That was a nasty sound. We can't appo a wrestler. Well, I guess we were a bit of a bloaty team, so... Yeah, I think the beast comes up here to help protect this guy. I can't believe it's only turn 9. This game's been so long. It doesn't help that our first game we played... We've technically played 2 games, but in turn 1, they fouled with one of their Nurgle warriors. It was a different team. Fouled with one of their Nurgle warriors on the line, and then immediately conceded because he got sent off. I assume because he got sent off. It was just the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I still can't decide if it was like, maybe it was just an accident or something. So we'll bring you there. Let's see. Kind of regretting who I did this with, but we're here now. We'll stay just in case we don't actually knock this guy over. Okay, very nice. I'm gonna follow just to get out of the way. Never mind, we KO'd him. That guy has not been on the field for a lot of this game. Which has been quite nice, I have to admit. Are you going to be playing the new Black Hawk team? Okay, hang on. Going to be playing the new Black Hawk team on it next season. That's weird. Team on it. I'm trying to work out what you're referencing. What did I say? Did I say something that you're referring to? Yeah, I still know nothing about. That sounds like new rules. I still don't know anything. I mean, I just know the little bits and pieces that I've heard. But Blood Bowl 3 is definitely going to be a rude awakening for me, that's for sure. Just in terms of learning curve. But when you say new Black Orc team, I think they're in the new rules, right? So I assume that's what you're referring to. Oh, Beast's getting aggressive. I mean, the problem is there's still time in this game for positive outcomes for him, unfortunately. If he knocks a few more of our guys out and runs it in fast, although it doesn't look like he's going fast, he could potentially get a draw. Wonder if we'll bring this guy in here for support. I'm thinking of hitting the beast. If I'm being honest. You mainly play elves, passing is what's going to be a little funky. Okay. Yeah, the passing rules have totally changed, right? Okay, let's see if we can knock down this beast. Nope. I imagine he's not going to stand firm. But we did at least set this up so that, nah, he might do actually to protect this guy. No, he didn't. Okay. Nice, nice. We have an assist in here, so if I pop an assist in here, I can actually have a go at this guy. Oh dear. Oh, Juggernaut, nice. Totally intentional, totally intentional. And then I guess we'll do this. Foul the old beast. Sweet. Who'd have thought we'd be fouling? Not me. Alrighty. Solid turn there. Solid turn. Let's catch up on what we're saying here. Maybe buy a copy of new rules and have a peruse. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. You may play 6 Black Orcs with Brawler and Grab. Grab does seem fun. I was just thinking today, I was watching a game where somebody was playing with Treeman and had Grab, and I was thinking how not necessarily the best idea, but how fun it would be to run a strength team and just get a bunch of Grab and just basically move the other team out of your way. I know it's not necessarily the most sensible option, but oh boy. I'm not sure what this is about. I'm assuming he really wants to kill this guy. It's its own... Yeah, passing is its own stat, and a lot of people are terrible, right? Yes. Yeah, okay. That is interesting. I guess you can get level ups to passing as well. So you could theoretically... I mean, not that you'd necessarily want to, but theoretically you could make a passer off of somebody that doesn't have it. That said, I'm not sure I really mind throwers being better at passing than other people. Inherently. Okay, here it comes. He is out for blood. He didn't get it, is he oh, I thought he might reroll. War Dancer's got us pass on 4+ now. Oh boy. is handoff still the same? And isn't there some kind of weird pass where you drop it or something? Am I making that up? There's some kind of like, I forget what it's got, a funny name as well. I'd like to think it's called Whoops or something, but I think it's... Handoff is still the same. Okay, so at least Gutters will be able to do their ridiculous handoff down the field plays and whatnot. Although you won't be as safe to go from back to front. Although maybe you start at the back with your thrower, bring it up, do your pass, and then your Gutter hands off. I guess what we're just going to do here is maybe try and screen off around the back and just at least slow him down a bit. Is that GFI? No, it's not. Okay. So we can't really get at anybody essential here. Can I get around to you? We could do this, maybe. Do I blitz this guy then? Maybe I do. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Fumblerooski. Okay, it wasn't that much more ridiculous a name. I knew it had a silly name. I just don't want this guy getting blitzed. I mean, I guess if he's going to get blitzed, he's going to get blitzed because he's not really far enough away. Sure. If we get sent off, it's a little bit safer, right? Allows you to drop the ball for someone else to pick it up again. That's very interesting. I wonder how that works out. Apparently, they're more likely to remove someone than Claw Mighty Blow. I don't mind that. I don't like the... I mean, I just don't like Claw Mighty Blow and Piling On. But that's because I play Elves. I mean, honestly, to some degree, it doesn't matter to me too much. Just the fact that the game will have a bit of an evolution is interesting. I mean, it has, you know, it has room to continue to evolve, right? So, in some ways, I'm just happy for it to happen and, you know, have new things to learn, new tactics. Because obviously the tactics for Blood Bowl 2 are pretty much set in stone in terms of what works and what doesn't work. There's not a ton of innovation that can really happen. There's a little bit. But honestly, most innovation at this stage is just kind of just wacky tactics that maybe involve, you know, that can produce cool things but take more dice rolls or pull the game out of how it in theory works. So yeah, I'm happy. Piling On is gone. Okay, now we're talking. I'm all down for Piling On. I didn't really have a problem for Piling On if it counted as a foul. I think if they had made it count as a foul, it would have been a much nicer rule. Oh, he's going for the 3 dice on the witch. He wants to break some stuff. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it then. I just hope that Blood Bowl 3 is playable enough to make it worthwhile. Piling On should have to be determined before you roll. Yeah. Yeah, it just, I don't know, it just... To me, at least, it seems a little too crazy good. Let's see. You're going to be where you are, whatever happens. So I guess I'll go forwards. He's gonna break somebody. Oh, he didn't pile on. I guess our fouling has paid off. Oh, in fairness, yeah, he'd be totally exposed if he did. We've got a possibility here of a surf. Right, so we go 1. Why is my brain not working? I'm gonna have to probably plug somebody in here. So let's say I plug somebody in here. We go 1, 2. So I don't necessarily need this guy here. So this guy can just screen. 1, 2. So this guy will have to screen back here. Okay. Oof, I don't really like sacrificing my witch like that. Don't really like sacrificing my runner like that either. This guy can't really get round. Well, she needs to get out of there anyway. So... Sorry, witch. Now the piling on won't... I mean, the jump up won't work. Ah, we just knocked him down instantly. Let's pop him backwards, eh? Ooh, I don't like that. Okay, I'm not as worried about the ball as I am about protecting the witch, so we'll just do that. That didn't work out quite as well as I was hoping, but I guess it could have been worse. See if we can get around. Just roll as many dice as we can. Nice, and we've kind of bridged the back gap there as well. Let's catch up here. Also think just having it as a stun, Kazify. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's always amusing when somebody really goes for it on a KO and they put you back to stun, but that doesn't often happen. Most people are sensible enough to take the KO. Maybe it's okay. I think, you know what, I think it's just because I think it's the fact that you can take it with Claw and Mighty Blow that makes it so brutal, or even just Mighty Blow, because the chance of removal is so good with Mighty Blow. It's so likely to happen, and Kazing is so game-changing that it's kind of painful. And it's also kind of like a team deleter, right? Which is kind of a bit sad for somebody. Either you both have a Claw Palm, and it's just whose goes first, or one of you has it, and one of you is having your team deleted. That's kind of how it mostly goes, and it's so reliable. Let's see, it's pile driver now. Basically, it's a foul after you hit, but means you can't do an actual foul. Okay. So that's how it should be. If it was just a foul, then there's a risk to it. Especially seeing as you build so many other skills to your player, you would have to decide, is this worth taking that extra step, or shall I just accept what I got? I feel like if there was some jeopardy in it, that'd be much better. Being able to use more than one reroll a turn is... Yeah, that is interesting. I'm intrigued by that. It's definitely more risky, but it also, I guess, makes those make it or break it plays. Like, if you can save your rerolls early in the half, I guess you can have that time where you need to, like, get a 1 dice block on the sideline just to get somebody out of your way. Kind of make that more worthwhile. So I kind of like it in that sense. I'm assuming he's changing sides here. maybe. Oh. Did I use... I did use my last reroll. Okay, that's unfortunate. I was going to say, maybe we should have a little push in with our blitzer and try and get the ball free. I think we're just going to do this. There is a bit of a risk here. I won't deny it. We're not going to surf because it's going to go into a 1 dice now. We're just going to move them. Let's see. It's not what we were looking for, but could certainly be worse. Risky 2 dice into 1 dice. Okay. Let's just protect this guy a little bit, eh? I mean, at this stage, I'm mostly okay with him going in. Teams like Goblins Underworld can do really well with multiple rerolls a turn. For teams that start with 2 rerolls, Nurgle, Echo, even Woodies, and then new rerolls, it can be game losing if you mess it up. Yeah, I can see that. I guess, yeah, I mean, it's tricky. Oh, is he going to do the handoff to the warrior to see if he can score? Arguably not the worst idea. Although if it fails, of course, we're going to totally try and steal it and run up and get a touchdown on Amiel. I mean, I like the reviews I'm getting from you guys so far. I kind of like that it's still sort of the recognizable game in terms of a lot of the core. You know, if you've played Blood Bowl, then you'll know it kind of things. I like that it still has that whilst also changing a lot of core stuff, so it feels right, but at the same time, gives you, you know, more challenges and such. I'm guessing he's not going to pile on this time. Oh, he did follow. I guess he's going to score then. Oh, he's left this guy out to dry. For the sake of the league, I'm totally going to stomp this guy if he doesn't score. Oh, he's just going to go next. Okay, interesting. Def happy with them. However, I foresee a lot more draws. Well, if you'd seen my season with Dark Elves, I'm doing pretty well for draws already. Ooh, no KOs coming back is nice. It's less people to hit me. You know what? This is 2-1 now with 2 turns to go. I need to be a little bit careful. What I want to do is just throw some casual throws. Still craziness, but comes down to team management now rather than just relying on 2+ or cheat skills. Yeah. I dig that. I'm looking forward to it. What does Brawler do? Because I keep hearing Brawler, but I can't remember what it actually does. So I mean, I like what he's doing here, not from my perspective, but from his perspective. Keeping... Basically popping some scoring threats out there, right? So he can pressure in case he get, you know, in case something goes wrong for us. There's no rerolls, so it could certainly happen. How many people with dodge do we have? We don't have a lot of people left. We've got 1, 2... Okay, so we're going to put our dodges on the line. We're going to put our sidesteps on the side. I'm just thinking blitz here. And then I guess the... Oh boy. That only leaves this wrestle guy to try and grab the ball, I think. We'll see. Maybe I've miscounted. I'd like to think I have, but I'm not sure I have. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7 players. So I should have an extra somebody who isn't included in that equation. Oh, I think it's the witch. Okay, so we set up like this. We should probably set up one in. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, actually. Brawl allows you to reroll both down dice. Both down dice. Okay, nice. Worst block that strength 4s get. I like that. Okay, overall that was a good... a good thing, but I am now going to have to put in a pre-cage for if I fall over here. Which is a worry. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, a little bit scary there. Let's bring him in one. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that sounds actually fun. Like, it's almost like Juggernauty as well, right? Slightly Juggernauty. If you have Pro, you can reroll the other dice without using Team Reroll 2. It's why Black Hawk's so good. Okay. Defensive, stopping guard from working is nice too. Oh yeah, having something to counter. That's got to be like a bit mind-boggling though, trying to work out your guards and your defensives, right? I mean, it's already like, hang on, that guy has guard. Oh, that guy doesn't have guard. Having like pluses and minuses, I assume, is a little bit of a thinking time required situation. Have I gone too tight here? I basically wanted to make it so he couldn't like blitz into the cage. And like squeeze extra people in there. Good placement so far, I think. I assume the claw's coming in somewhere. He's going to make us roll some dice. My hope is that we can make dodge rolls without too many issues. Going for the weak link. Didn't get him down, which is always good. He's going to push in here though, I imagine. I did put the ball on a wrestler, which is suddenly feeling like a bad idea. Okay, so theoretically we can kind of extricate ourselves out of here, but we have to do it gradually. And if we double one somewhere along the line here, we're in big trouble. And you know, I think I already did this wrong. Yeah, I did do this wrong. I've got to make a block with this guy now. Why did I do that? I should have been blitzing this guy. I think it's because I intended to dodge the witch away. I should have dodged her. Would a dodge away have been a double one there? I don't know. Well, now I feel silly for moving this guy, of course. Maybe I should have just... well, what I should have done is blitz this guy and made a little cage. Yeah. So he could... So I guess he's going to do a... what's the best thing to do here? Just take the 2 dice there. Down she goes, of course. I mean, we don't even have a good cage set up here because we've got him based on every side. Oh, have we done it again? Have we done it again? My brain failing right at the last second. Oh, KO'd. Oh, and the greed pylon. Oh boy, this is going to bobble out in a good... Okay, it didn't bobble out in a good direction yet, but that's not a terrible direction. This is still hard for him, but... it shouldn't be possible. I should have dodged out, blitzed that guy off, and then got the witch down, like, in a space, and then dodged everybody else, so at least the witch was away from people. I know. The beauty of piling on. He's been greeting with this guy all game. Oh, he got the power. That's unfortunate. If he doesn't get the power there, this guy is... well, he's just in a... this is just a lot more difficult if he doesn't power. So, does he... can he get... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... He could GFI to push this guy off and then just pick up and hand off. Oh, that's so easy. That is so horribly easy. So he's trying to free up this guy, although I'm not sure. Oh yeah, you just blitz there, and then this guy picks it up. Oh, why did I do this? It's been such a long game that we just had in the bag. I guess I deserve it, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 plus 2 plus. Oh. That is, maybe though we didn't deserve it for what we just did there, we do deserve it for the last 3 or 4 games that we've tied through just absolutely outrageous pass plays down the field on the last turn from opposition. Ooh, nice. A 2. Oh, Basilica grabbing the MVP. I mean, I guess you could argue the double skulls were unfortunate in fairness. And we should have been able to re-secure that. We just pushed that guy out the way and then we dodged the other guys out to make the cage. So, double skulls was unfortunate. I just probably should have dodged off and blitzed him instead. But I suppose we could have double won the dodge off, right? So, maybe I'm being slightly harder than I should be on myself. It's hard to know. What a crazy game. We armor broke almost as much as him. We armor broke a lot for 28 blocks. That's pretty crazy. Oh, I can't believe we actually got out of that with the win there. It is nice to see piling on reverse itself though. So, how's our team looking? I mean, not too bad considering. So, I think we probably get rid of Zvolen. Although, once he gets dodge, armor value 7 arguably isn't quite so bad. It's pretty bad though, because he's a guy that goes on the line, right? And we can technically replace him. It's sad that he's 1 SBP away. We could have had a Roger. Exeter's fine, so we'll have him back. So maybe we just play... Maybe we hire somebody and just leave him there. I think that's the thing to do. And see how our team looks after next game. Yeah. That is the plan. Alright. Well, that felt like an eternity of a game. It was an eternity of a game looking at the time. I mean, in fairness, we had the little concede beforehand, then we had 2 spins, so there is that. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out, Rick and Chimpo. You're making me keen to play Blood Bowl. I mean, I've already been excited for Blood Bowl 3. It's just hard to stay excited after how long it was since they announced it and how long it's got now and how far away it seems from being done. Oh, I should raid somebody, shouldn't I? Let's see. I'm really bad about that. It's good that you're here too. To remind me. Hang on, let me finish my YouTube video. See you next time, YouTube. Bye for now.